Oil prices rise as supply concerns mount. Let's get the day's news and views. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. Hope you're keeping well. So oil prices are rising this morning on supply concerns after the API reported a bigger than expected drawdown in crude oil inventory. Now the price of the North Sea's biggest oil benchmark, Brent crude, for April delivery is up 1.2% at $86.37 a barrel, while West Texas Intermediate, that's the U.S. benchmark, is up 1.1% at $82.51 a barrel. Both benchmarks are at their highest level in more than a week. Now, let's get into the American Petroleum Institute report. API reported a crude oil inventory drawdown of 4.4 million barrels versus expectations of a 2.1 million barrel drawdown. So that's a bigger than expected drawdown, and it contributed to the rally in prices. Cushing inventories also fell by 3.4 million barrels, which is great news for the bulls. Gasoline and distillate fuel inventories also came in lower than expected. In fact, let me just show you the numbers. The API reported a 4.4 million barrel crude oil inventory drawdown versus expectations of a 2.1 million barrel drawdown. Cushing inventories down 3.4 million, that's versus expectations of 900,000 barrels. Gasoline, a 2.9 million barrel drawdown versus an expected 1.3 million. In distillate fuel, 2.2 million barrel drawdown versus expectations of 500,000 barrels. Now, we have some very important economic data releases today, including the U.S. ISM Manufacturing PMI. It's due at 15 o'clock GMT. The market is expecting 46.8 versus 47.4 prior. If the number comes in better than expected, then we could see a further rise in oil prices, because that would mean that the Fed might pause its rate hikes in March. We know that the API data showed a big drawdown, but if we get a negative ISM manufacturing PMI and the Fed continues with its rate hikes in March, then we could see a sell-off in oil prices. Now Iran has once again threatened to halt oil exports from the Strait of Hormuz if the West imposes a price cap on its oil exports, and this is according to the semi-official Fars news agency. And this is a very important fundamental geopolitical risk premium to consider when looking at the price of oil. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now.